What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hi. Welcome, everybody, to the September edition of the Stream On Streaming on the So-So podcast.
Welcome, everyone.
Woo!
Sorry, we do
did
apologize. This is late.
We did it. We survived. We survived it. Another month. We should really appreciate that, Blue. That we survived another month in this ever-changing,
what, life?
twisted Twitchosphere.
Oh, Twitch. Okay.
Or, just the internet in general.
True.
Place is a crazy place. I'm scared of it. I'm sincerely scared. But we survived it. A lot of stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first off, I guess in the beginning of this month, what did we do at the beginning of the month?
What do we do?
Because we were gone for the mid part of this whole entire month because we went to Ireland. But
we did do Werewolf, the first one.
Did we do that?
No, that was before September, huh? That was August. Never mind.
Yeah.
So never mind. September, I think we just prepped to go, and then we went to the wedding. And then...
Oh wait! I did something. And this is not because this is not a bid or anything. I proposed to you.
Oh yeah.
That was the first week of September.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I meant on stream we didn't do anything.
Yeah, holy crap. Yeah. We're engaged. I guess that's different from the last podcast. We're engaged now.
Mm-hmm.
That was September 4th, I believe, was the date.
3rd, I think.
3rd, okay. Well,
actually, I don't know.
We're off to a great start.
3rd or 4th, something like that,
So we did that, and then we didn't really do anything for stream, and then we went, nothing too special, and then we went to Ireland for about a week, and then we came back, and we did Werewolf, and we are here. So holy crap, that zoomed. We zoomed through September. We're on October. So how was the month of September for you?
I was really busy. That's kind of my gist, or that's my memory of September. We just had so much going on because we were planning Werewolf while we were getting ready to go to North Ireland.
Yeah.
Right. And then we were planning the Anu babysit, and then you proposed, and then we had we actually had to get ready for everything. Mm-hmm. So, just making sure we packed everything, we were not forgetting anything. I made my little Anu booklet for our babysitter.
Yeah.
We prepared so much before leaving.
PDF version available is going to be available on the merch store. PDF version if you want the Anu book. It has our address and everything, so if you want, just going to dock yourself that. But
Are you going to type it up? Because I'm not typing that up. It's a lot.
I was just going to scan everything.
No.
No? Okay.
But, and then, yeah. I guess after that, then we had Werewolf, and then now my parents are here, so it's just a lot of things after, lots of things just happening one after the other. So
it's a lot of things because even before that, and please excuse me, I do not remember recording the last podcast. We must have talked about sports, right? Because that was...
We probably did,
right?
Yes.
So it was sports, and then we were planning Werewolf, the one that just happened last week.
We
started planning that, and behind Blue's back, I was doing proposal stuff, and then we were still figuring out how to get to Ireland, and then we were also had to get ready for the anxiety attack of not being for leaving stream for a week, not streaming for a week, for the first time since we started streaming.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would have days off, but not a straight week of no streaming. And so we did that, and then we came back, and then we did Werewolf, and then I guess did we do something? Oh yeah, and then we did the Apex event. We had another Apex event. I'm sorry, my mind is just we were trying to plan a Apex challenge event, which happened the day after Werewolf, and now we're here. So it's
just been a lot.
Yeah, this is really the only time we could really, unless we want to push the podcast even more, this is the fastest we could really just fit, unless we were just zombies and we're so what's going, we didn't want that. So this is the slot, and Blue just streamed this morning too. It's not an off day, so I'm glad we can do this now. But yeah, it was really, really, really busy for us. Good busy though.
Yeah,
because we were making ourselves busy. Of course, with the wedding and stuff, we were honored to like go, and you know, it was really really fun. Because we were waiting until the couple announced it. We had to kind of not say why we were going, or like we were trying to like, it was really wishy-washy, because you know they
like this vague, we're gonna go on vacation all of a sudden. Like it was a little weird, and we do apologize about that.
Yeah,
but we didn't want to be the ones like that was announcing it for them, you know. So we wanted to respect their wishes and wait to say anything.
So we're like visiting our friends over there, and it's like but it was for their wedding. So that's why when we went there for 3 days, but like we didn't get to really do any touristy stuff. It was just bang, bang, bang. The first day we got there, suit fitting. Next day we spent the day at the wedding place, and then the boys and the girls got into like different cabins, and then then there was the wedding day. Super great, amazing, like all day event, obviously. And then
the day after we left,
we go back to Japan. So it was like, it was a very tight schedule, which was crazy. Like it was so impressive how everything was just so well organized. But that also meant that we couldn't like, and some people stayed after, and they went to like touristy places, but we couldn't, just because we're on the plane for 40 hours going there and back, right? So it sucks because we spent 3 days there, but I have to take 2 more days off of work because I'm spending the time in the air.
Lose like a day just being on the plane.
Yeah. So.
But
again, that was a kind of a cliffhanger for how great it was. Like it was like, I want to go again. I want to travel again. So it was. I mean, maybe that was better because then it'll make me want to go again, and it did. It 100% did. So yeah, it was really, really fun. I guess something that we did that was, you know, starting to become a series, something that we put a lot of hard work into is Werewolf, and we did our volume 2 days before we were recording this podcast. So it's a very fresh memory. How was that, Blue? You're the game master here. You're the one I just show up and just fuck around, you know, and just have fun, you know. But
I think for me, it's just like, I still have to get used to it, I guess. The more times I do it, the more times I'll get better, or the better I'll get, I think. So I just have to keep doing it. But because I still do make mistakes, because there's just so much I have to do while I'm DMing. So
I didn't realize that you had to do so much camera and mic switch off depending if you're on talking to the stream or us that's in the Discord.
Yeah.
So.
And then flipping through name cards and showing who's what, and remembering, oh, this person is this, so I can't show them this. Like
you're playing a whole different game.
Yeah, I'm playing a whole different, like, I'm playing like a memory game. So, and then of course, like, especially this time, like, there were people who, you know, couldn't use their hands. So I would have to check DMs to see if, you know, who they're voting for and stuff. So it was just a lot of like changing stuff around. I made a few more mistakes than last time, to be completely honest. And whatnot. So it would be nice if, I don't know, maybe I can figure out a way to, I don't know, incorporate another camera, or if there's a way I can keep Gray from echoing through my microphone, then I don't have to worry about muting. But I have to mute every time because you guys can, no matter how I move the sensitivity, I can
just go to a different room. The camera's gonna look like crapo, but I can go to a different room and like stream from my laptop or something like that.
Yeah.
Or because I'm just on Discord, I'm not on stream, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I could do that.
That might be better. I don't know, but that's something we'll have to figure out down the line. But I definitely need some way to get 2 cameras, so I don't have to keep switching off camera on OBS, then turning it on Discord, and then turning it off on Discord, and then turning it on this, and then it's like, and then I have to, and then sometimes there were times where I forgot to mark people as dead, or I forgot to put name cards on people, or I forgot to turn off the screen because people wanted roles hidden, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just a lot.
We need to like hire somebody else, like to be like game master assistant. Like we need to train our dog to like be able to like hit the stream keys, like just like the hotkeys to like help out or something like that. It's turning into like, it's a lot of work. And I think, well, so there's a lot of things we can work on, right? You're saying, but all in all, as players, It's very
enjoyed
smooth.
it, yeah.
It's very smooth. I think people that were there enjoyed it. So thank you guys so much if you guys showed up. If you haven't, there is a VOD up. If you haven't, if you want to check out, hey, that was volume 2. Where's volume 1? There's a recap of the first match because each match is pretty long. Of volume 1 on our YouTube, you can check that out. And if you want to check out the full VOD, which is like 3 hours long, you can check it out on our archives channel, which you can go from YouTube. I think it's also linked in the video in the YouTube of the recap. There will be a recap of this one too. So the VOD's up on our Twitch. It'll be up on our archive channel very soon on YouTube too. So it's just like a thing that we've always wanted to do, and people have been super nice about it. There were people that were waking up at 4 a.m. for this and just to join. And I'm not going to say it's for us, right? But it's just something that they were, I'll be real with you. Like, we're not that, like, for example, it's not easy for somebody like us to approach somebody that's like a lot bigger in the space and just be like, hey,
you want to play this game with us?
Yeah, and they're like, I don't even, and they'll say, and they've been so nice to us, and they're like, yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't even know what it is. Like, they don't even know what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even know, like, I don't know what Werewolf is, but is that okay? And of course it's okay, and we try to, like, make sure everything goes smoothly, and everyone's played, like, everyone's so good at, like, it was great. But the fact that they'll say yes to us in a world where everyone's like, we're really self-conscious. I'll be real. Like, we're really self-conscious of, maybe we shouldn't, even if we talk to them once before, it might seem like leeching,
Yeah.
And
we're very careful about who we approach and how we approach people.
Yeah, because we are sincere. We just want to have a good time, and we pick out people that we know is going to, like, we feel that is going to be a good spice to the games, and it has.
Yeah.
We were right in that regard, that everyone has been this amazing character in every single time we play. Different little personalities, but this is the podcast, so we, like, to be real, it's nerve-wracking, but the people have made it so freaking easy for us. And it's crazy, like it, and we can't appreciate, we can't say thank you enough to the people that have joined so far, and the people that we are going to be working with in the future too, because we want to keep doing this, and
we want to make it into like a regular thing.
Yeah, so that's what I was like really surprised about, was that yes, like the logistics of like planning everything out sometimes can be a nightmare, and it might be like, but it's so worth it, and there's no, like, the stress is a good type of stress because you're trying to work for something that you really, really want to make work, so you'll, like, make time for it, and it's like,
yeah,
right? And so it's really, like, for us, it's all fun. Worth it. And it was the same with sports too. When something happened, it wasn't, oh, let's give up. It was, let's think of a way to make, it'll work out. Like, let's just figure it out. Like, and then because we were working on something that we really wanted to do, quitting really wasn't an option. And none of that kind of stuff happened with Werewolf, thankfully. But there was one close one, it was nobody's fault, but like one of the people, the PC just shat itself, or like they were doing something and then the PC just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So they were like, we might have to cancel. And we're like, of course, like, I hope your PC's okay, and kind of like that. And then so we had a whole list of other people that we were gonna ask for the next one, and we're like, if that doesn't work, we gotta ask ASAP if that day works. Yeah. But then thankfully everything worked out. Okay, but just having that, it's still nerve-wracking, right? Like, you never know, and this is like a week before the event, and of course it's not their fault, it's not their fault. So it's, even if something comes up last minute, it's not their fault.
Accidents and stuff. So
yeah.
But I'm just glad it worked out okay in the end.
Yeah, I'm always like, we've done only 2, but like, or I guess 3, right? If you put sports in it, but like, I was always afraid that like last minute, someone's like, I can't come.
Yeah.
And I'm like, totally understandable, like, because there must be a reason. But what do we do for the event? Like, do I just get Anu on there or something like that, or like Blue has to play, or so in that case. This is the fucking gnarly part, is that in that case, Blue has a whole set of way to play and players and like that if 2 or 3 people can't make it. So she has a different play, because you can play with. It's really important what kind of roles you take out. It really makes or breaks Werewolf.
Yeah.
But she has like, okay, well, if it's 6 people, we'll have this. And this time we did a different number than the first one because we wanted to try something out, a different type of werewolf. And so if someone can't make it, Blue's like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I got
We'll
it.
just get rid of this rule and we'll be fine. So, yeah. So usually we can make it work.
Yeah, which changes the way the GM runs too. So that's just all on her. Like she's killing it. It's pretty much with Werewolf. So it's what I want to say is, yeah, Werewolves has been great. Everybody's been so nice. The communities that show up, that because sometimes people will be streaming it. We encourage them and say, hey, please, if you want to stream it, please stream. The people that don't stream, maybe they'll be streaming before and rate us, and so then their communities will be in our chat watching. I can't read the chat because I'm a player, but Blue has told me, and I watch the VODs too, and I see it. It's just everyone's just so nice.
Everyone's very supportive.
They're just really enjoying the game.
Yeah,
and that's
like
what I really like.
A lot of people are getting really into it, so that's what's nice about it.
They're like, oh my god, he's definitely the wolf. He's definitely and like, no, he's not. What everyone's playing the game alongside us, so it's a very rare thing, and that I see when they don't know who we are. They're in a whole new place. Once a very common thing when a raid happens. Well, it makes sense because their streamer is there on the stream, but also it's like I see them talking about other people. I just see a lot of communities coming together for a long period of time. And it's not like they don't care about where you're from. They're just enjoying this game together. And I can really see that in the VODs and stuff like that. So it's a really cool thing. I'm really glad. For people that don't know, we tried to do this a year ago and failed because it didn't work. And the reason why it didn't fail had nothing to do. We had a roster, but the reason why we couldn't do it is we didn't think we could pull it off.
Yeah, so we just kind of gave up in the end.
Yeah, we thought we couldn't pull it off, and we just kind of got scared, and we didn't do it. And a lot of those people that we asked were there for the first one and second one, but like it was just like, I'm really glad we took the leap, even though it was a year after to start doing it. Because once you do it once, it's like, oh, let's go. Second, third time, fourth time. So it's
much easier to repeat it.
Yeah, we even did a test run. We asked people. We are such terrible people. We asked people to do a test run because we were so scared, and then we set up like a server, and then we're like, hey, can you guys make it to this day? Not everyone could come. We got people from our community because we used to play Werewolf with our community. They took time off. They took their time to come to the server, and we did like a test run, and we're like, all right, this looks great, awesome. Yeah, and the event just never happened.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm so sorry, man. Like,
but stuff happens, so I'm just glad we can finally do it.
Yeah, because Werewolf was kind of like a community thing. We used to do it with our community. There was a Discord Werewolf. It was just a really fun thing, and it just had so much possibility. I thought to do with other streamers and make it. It's good content. I think it's very different. It's not like action content. It's like slow, but like you get really into it kind of thing. So and everybody was always saying like, when are you gonna do streamer Werewolf? So like it was really
about time.
It was really about we just need to stop making excuses and just do it kind of thing. So I'm really, really glad. It's really fun, and I get to play too. I get to if it's any excuse to play Werewolf, I'll be there. So that was like a big thing. We're still another thing that I thought was really big for us. There's a lot of Werewolf stuff. Was that how you were talking about people that couldn't use their hands?
Yeah.
So for people that didn't watch it, she's talking about VTubers because
we had VTubers this time.
Because sometimes when you vote, right? There's a voting thing we use because everyone's using their cameras. They use their fingers to show like who we want to vote off, and VTubers don't have like that. Some VTubers just don't have that ability. So then they will DM Blue, and I'm just really stoked that we were able to bring in more and more VTubers, right? Like Tubi has always been like, yeah, I'll be there. Like, and we've done VRL and stuff like that with with her too, and it's just so fun. So, and it's such a different experience that we got. So this was another opportunity for us to kind of grow that and like have VTubers, and it was doable. Mm-hmm. It was totally doable. They did freaking amazing, I thought. So, and it was so hard.
I think it makes
to
it
read
harder
them.
too because you can't read their body language, so it's great.
And I think they were like aware of that, so then they really had their input in, so they didn't just seem like they had some sort of like advantage or anything like that. They really like went in and just like they like role played. It was fantastic. Like I really enjoyed it. It's really making us. It's like broadening our possibilities, and I want to do things with VTubers in the future too. So many good things came out of Werewolf Blue.
I think so too.
Right?
Yeah.
I get to see you get all like nerved up and like.
Oh my god, I was so nervous.
Sweating over there.
Yeah, it was really sweaty.
When you messed up that one time and you showed
God.
me like, they were like, and like you're like, oh no, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter in the end game wise, but like, oh my god, if I like blanked out.
Not the fact that you
holy
messed
shit.
up, but your face. I was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like it's fine. Like just do it again. And then like, but you were just like, oh my god, like the world was over.
Yeah, the world was ending.
Because I can't actually see her. So right now, if you can see, if you're watching this on the video, she's sitting right here, right? But she had a green screen on. So I can't physically see her when she's doing the thing, but so I can only see her through Discord in this kind of like grainy like video of hers, and then it was just like her soul just leaves, like she's just like,
yeah, I was freaking out.
I fucked up, and even though it didn't actually change the course of the game at all.
Yeah, but I fucked up, so I was like, no. Yeah.
So it's fun, as her fiance, it's fun to see her on her toes like that.
Thanks. Yeah. You like to see me suffer. Thanks. That's great to know.
None of the games have been broken in any way where it's like it just didn't work out. Like somebody just didn't understand the rules or something, and they just like the game was over. Because the game is simple enough, and there's many games like this that it's.
I mean, my like I'm always afraid that there's gonna be a time where I accidentally give someone like something game breaking, and I have to be like, guys, I ruined the game. I'm so sorry. Can we start over or something like that?
Wait,
I don't know.
You're scared that you're gonna do that.
I'm scared that that's gonna happen. Where I fuck up so bad, where I just waste like an hour of people's game time.
Yeah,
and I'm terrified.
You didn't do that at all.
I know, but I'm just saying there might be a time where I do, and that's terrifying.
And if that happens, it's fine. Like because you've never GM'd. It's not like you've been GMing Werewolf your whole entire life or anything like that.
No, but still,
you're doing, and
it's scary.
You're doing great. Your little cute little flashcards of people's names and stuff. You have it right there. Yeah,
I do.
So I think it's really good. So Blue, we did. We're talking about Ireland, right? Mm-hmm. And there's something we need to talk about. Is that we?
Yeah, we do.
That sounds so serious.
It sounds
like we're breaking up with everybody that's listening.
We have
to this.
something we gotta talk about.
Yeah, this is the So-So podcast. There's the ups and downs, right? So we talked about the up, now it's down, a little bit. Is one of the biggest. You know what? You can talk about. I've been talking about for like the last hour. Go ahead.
I mean, one of the biggest things that a lot of streamers talk about is how when you take a break, people leave or your numbers go down. And of course, we were like, it's only a week. It should be fine. Yeah, no, it wasn't fine. And that hit us pretty hard. I mean, particularly me, I think. Especially since we came back, the first stream was my solo stream. And when I saw viewership go down like significantly to the point where it was like we were back to before we started streaming Elden Ring. So we were like, 80s, 70s, 80s. I was like, holy shit, are you fucking serious? Like, did it just make all like this whole year's work just like go back to like zero? Like, is this really happening kind of thing? And that was pretty rough, to be completely honest.
But the thing is, here's the thing. Speaking relatively, we don't. When you when the viewership, we don't have like, imagine if we had like 10,000 viewers or something like that, right? Just in the world, right? And you lose like the same many numbers as we did. It doesn't, they don't even notice it, right? It's just that, but relatively, it's like losing like a pretty big chunk because we don't have that many viewers, right?
Yeah.
And I had two thoughts about that when it happened, because I saw it and I was like, holy crap, like you're right. And one thing was, that's how it is, you know? Like there's people that we were on routine, like it's like a show that they watch every day, and they have us in their life cycle, right? And they have us in their life cycle in a certain way. Of course, with how much 5 viewers does to our stream, people have different things. Something might have come up, like all this shit that you've always heard of. It's like, you know, heard of a million times. But what I thought was that when we come back and it's just like, oh, okay, so we're down here, or like there's definitely a significant drop, is like, man, when you really put your whole entire life and whole entire worth on concurrent viewers, it's pretty rough, depending on, because the people that are there when you think about it. It's not like chat activity is different. It's not like,
I mean, relatively a little bit.
I don't think so. I don't think the streams that I've been on, like, it's like, I think it's getting to you. I think it's people have their own, like, it's really hard to put into words, because one thing that I don't want to do is to guilt the people that aren't there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're not talking about the people who are there.
Or like that, we're not putting less. I don't want to, because it could easily come off that we're putting the people that aren't there, putting more worth on the people that aren't there versus the people that are there. And we really, really appreciate everybody that is there. And it's not that we do not appreciate the people that aren't there. It's just how the system is. It's just how, once you're in a routine and you get out of it for a week, you just don't go back to that routine, or something happened in your life. There's a million other things that could have happened. But point is, when you put your self-worth as a streamer on concurrent viewers, which is what I think a lot of people do, and I think that's pretty normal, right? It's so unhealthy. Is this very obvious but big realization, because it made me feel like shit and it made you feel down. But I was like, that can't be it. That can't, like, that, if we do that, we're just gonna quit, and we can't do anything for the rest of our lives, and we'll be scared of taking any days off, which we weren't before we left. Right? We would take like random days off because of like, okay, Anu had to do this, and like it never really did anything, because it wasn't that much of like a,
it was only a day.
Yeah. But then this week, and then it was one of the best weeks of my life, that like the huge life changing experience. And it was the best thing, one of the best things that happened in the last 10 years for me. And then we have this CCV like thing that just is in our minds, like, oh, are we just worse streamers? Like, are we just bad streamers? Like, can we not do this anymore? Like, it seemed silly to me, but it still got to me. I'm not saying it didn't get to me. It got to me, but at the same time, I was like, that's silly as fuck, because we put in so much work to what we have, right? Doesn't mean that we suddenly got worse at what we did.
Yeah, because I don't think that's the whole point. That's not the point. It's not that we got worse or anything. We didn't get worse. It's just, to me, it was just so baffling that taking a week off makes people leave. Like, certain people leave. Of course, there's people who something might have come up and they'll come back later. But taking just a week off made so many people leave. That's what was surprising.
You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Of how you word that. They didn't leave, or like they're not like, not so many people left, right?
Well, I mean, like they're not.
You need to be very. You need to be careful with the way that you word that, because it's not. I don't think they left. we're just out of the cycle, and we need to just, if there's a chance and time that they come back into the cycle, then of Blluist, of like, okay, we're gonna get up on, you know, a cycle, they'll come back, and then maybe when we take another week off for something, they're gonna be back out, and then we can get another group of people to cycle back in, or the same people cycle back in, or stuff like that, right? Because when you say that they leave, it's, first of all, it sounds permanent, and it could be permanent, whatever, but we'll do our best to bring new people in. But it's super bad for our mental health. It's super bad for our mental health to be in that mindset. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got into that mindset too. So it's not like I'm all like woo about it, you know, like I'm like, it's fine. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. But you have to start thinking in some way that it's, which is really hard, that it's not just that. It's not just like, that's not where the weight is as a streamer, is what I thought. Is what I'm trying to think is a better way to put it, because I haven't convinced myself 100% yet.
Yeah.
Because it's still like, oh, it doesn't recover after we're back for a week now. It hasn't recovered. And there's just like this looming like, it's gonna stay this way. It's gonna stay this way. Hurry up, Elden Ring 2, hurry up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just like, it is like a, but that's just, everyone has their life. We had our life. That's why we left, right? And then so it's just a very, and especially the way that we do things. We're not out there on TikTok. We're not out there on YouTube. We're not like, you know, like doing the whole like TikTok hustle and stuff like that. So we're doing it in our own way, and I think it's a lot slower and stuff like that. So I think it's very, for people that watch us, it's very obvious that like the things that we're not playing like the hottest game around for like a lot. Like that's not what we're always. If that new game seems cool, we'll play it. But that if we think we can stream it well, that comes before everything. And so we might play a game that's just like no one's ever heard of, or like a game that's just this pops up on my feed. I'm like, oh, Blue, we should try this, or like stuff like that, you know. And so we're not
always
like
current.
Yeah, and we're not trying to be or anything like that. So I felt like a very like hypocritical moment where I was like, oh man, I am all about that. There was a moment where I had to be honest with myself, and I was like, that hurts. It hurts to see the numbers drop, but you have to like kind of, it really helped that there was such a fun event. And we planned that on purpose because we knew that we were going to drop to a certain extent, or we were expecting. So we had to have something fun. So we planned that Werewolf right after. So we had something to look forward to. But still, when it happens, you know, I'm gonna lie, it hurts. Like it just kind of like,
I mean, it sucks.
Whoa, we need it.
It's what it is, yeah.
You know, yeah, and it's that's definitely one of the bigger things. Like we had something really fucking rad, and then we had something that was like really hard to take in, and just the reality of it. But I mean, I had to do some work the first week that I got back to catch up on work for missing a week of work. So I missed out on the Saturday stream, but Blue had the solo stream twice that week. So I think that was like, I think you really felt that a lot more than I did.
Yeah. So it was pretty rough. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it now, so it's what we can do from now that's gonna matter, right? So I don't know. I don't really have an answer on what we should do or anything like that, or what we can do to bring it, you know, I'm not talking about like numbers back, but bring everything, as in like our mental health and how we approach streams and stuff, back to how it was before this. Because I think mentally I'm still taking a hit, because I just can't, like, I'm having a harder time getting, I guess, like positively thinking about it or getting over it than Gray is.
No, I'm not positive at all. Like, it's just trying.
I'm just having a
trying.
harder time trying to look in the positive way.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rough, but yeah,
Because
it is what it is.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense in the sense that, because you said it wasn't about being a bad streamer, but I think it somewhere in the back of your mind, it adds up to that. Like, there's a lot of factors that come into your head, right? Where it's like, oh, did we leave because we didn't have a strong enough community? Did people leave because, well, we just weren't as good, or like we were just there luckily? Maybe they, all these things like just kind of start meshing up in your head, and somewhere in your mind there's this little self-esteem devil, negative self-esteem devil that's like, yeah, you weren't cut to make it, don't do it, like, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna do, you can't live off this. Like, there's that dude or whatever it is in there. And when you see a drop like that, right, and you just like,
because that turns into, why can't you bring it back?
Right. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
You've been back a week. Why isn't it back to what it used to be?
Absolutely.
Like, they're still gone. Like,
and that's the beast. Yeah. Like, that's the beast within this whole thing. And it's like, it is such a learning experience for me, because as we mentioned, we've never taken a week off. This is the first time that we took a week off, and it's not going to make us quit. Like, this didn't encourage us to keep going. If anything, it was just something that's like, oh, we're gonna take a hit, and it's like, we're not gonna be like happy about it, but it's a learning experience, and we have to grow from this. And hopefully, if there's other people that experience that, we want to be in a place where we can kind of not help them out. That's a very like and we're not in a place to give advice or anything like that, but we all, maybe there's something that something that could help them out, in the sense of like just ease them, I guess, because it just doesn't make sense. And the answer is not because they don't like you or you weren't likable or anything like that. It can't be. It doesn't. That's not how things work, So it's just. But it made me realize how much I put weight onto this stuff, and it's, as much as I thought, no, it's fine. Like, it's not. It's.
But at the end of the day, it's hard. That's the only way you gauge growth. It's really hard to gauge it any other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
really
you can gauge subs, but sometimes gifted subs happen if they're
we've
bits
been
happen.
very, very lucky with that too.
Yeah, we've been really lucky recently, so it's like we don't know how much, if it's gone down, or anything like that. So it's just so viewership is the easiest way to see growth.
Yeah, and that's how you tell. Like, that's just like the basis of everything. Yeah. It's just it's pretty ridiculous to think that and I'm saying something really obvious, right? And I'm saying it in a very, like, that could come off as a very naive way. Like, it's not about the views. It's not like, I know all this. Don't worry. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years. I know how heavy concurrent viewers are. And, like, people that do this every day think about it more than anybody, right? Like, yes, we look at our analytics. We look at it, like, yes, we look at. But I'm just saying, like, we knew it was unhealthy to put all of our weight on that. And we've done a lot of things that were like to put a little bit of weight off that. And then what happened was that it helped us grow by doing not the opposite, but like putting weight on other things than just like, what do we do? What's the game that's hot? Okay, let's go down to Twitch, and then let's go down and let's find the top 20th game. That's the best game to do. It's not the top game, it's not the bottom game, it's the top 20. Like, all these little gimmicky shit that was like, like, we've done all of that. We did all that shit, and it didn't work. It was just not something that, and it might have worked, but it just wasn't fun, because we were and so we try to be like, what, let's put the weight off all of that, and let's just do what we want to do, and let's work on streaming. What it means to be good at streaming. Let's work on that. So we talk about that on the podcast. And the more we did that, it really added up to that Elden Ring moment or that moment where, and it's not just Elden Ring, but I think it was really for all these other games, like simulator games and all this stuff that we tried. And it came back. It came back. Like, there was a good result when we stopped putting our effort on that and on just numbers, and then we put our effort into actually being good streamers. That's what, or like trying to work on that skill set. Then it really grew. It did grow our channel. It did grow our channel. So I thought I was like a little bit away from that, but when you see something like this, it's like, wow, never mind. I'm still like ball and chain to that shit. Like, I'm still like, it's a pretty rough hit, you know? And I think people always like, oh, a week away, you know, month away, so scary. And I was like, don't be so scared. Totally understand it now. Now that I've experienced it, I totally understand it now.
Yeah.
We need to have a better mindset, and we need to have a better game plan in the future to.
I mean, we're leaving again in March.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to figure something out before then.
And we will. We will, so. Because we experienced this. I'm not going to let it happen again. So it's not the fact that people leave. The fact that how we felt about that. That's what I'm going to change. Because sometimes that's just the flow of things. People come, people go. And when you're out of the cycle, people leave. It's not that we need to change. That's just the cycle. The cycle that we need to change is us, the way that we feel about that. That our mentality towards that is what we need to change, I think. Because there's some things that, there's too many variables, like who's watching, like we don't even know the people that left, right? But it's not about that, something that we cannot control. The thing that we can control is how we interact, how we react when that happens. So, if any of that made sense, because I'm just talking off the top of my head, I think that's what's really, really important. And I think So Podcast is a good place to really talk about that, because it was a big impact in the last week, and still is. So, but it's not like we want people to feel sorry for us or anything like that. Yeah. This is what the So Podcast is about. It's about being honest and being like, yeah, this is what we're striving for. Like, we're doing good. Like, we're not gonna like quit streaming or anything like that. It's just being very, very honest about
what's going on behind the scenes,
what we felt, and what we're kind of trying to, you know, we're still trying to grow, obviously. So it's like what we're trying to do. You know, we don't have a game plan, or if we did, this right now in our mindset would not be the place to present it. But we'll have one. I'm confident in that, and we'll make it out and we'll be fine. Because I still really believe in this channel, and what we can achieve and stuff like that. But and I have like a vision of how it's gonna happen, and it's still within that like vision, but it's a little hard to take when you just get punched in the face like that, almost like, whoa.
It just kind of, it definitely caught us by surprise, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to take in. But,
and we'll work harder, you know, so we don't feel that way, because it's no one's fault. No one's at fault. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I just want to really, really nail that down, that we're not blaming anybody. The only people that we're blaming is us and the way that we reacted, because we've never experienced it, and we are going to we will react to it better, and we will it's just something, it's a learning experience. So it's not like we're not putting any faults or blame. I just want to be really freaking clear about that, and that it's not like, and we appreciate everybody that's still there after a week, knowing that that's how the cycle works.
Yeah.
And people still being there waiting for us, we really, really appreciate it. Like, it's and we hopefully it shows, maybe, you know, but I just really want to be very, very clear about that it's not, the weight is on, like, we really appreciate the people that are there, and the people that aren't there, totally fine. That's just how it is. How it is. So it was the way that we were reacting to it. All right. So that's kind of the two big things that really, really happened this month. So what you can do as a sub on Twitch, you can ask questions on our Discord in the sub questions. And so we're going to get to those questions right now and see what people had to ask for the month of September. So Blue, start us off.
All right. First one is from Kiat. Question for Blue. Did you ever do fashion backseating on gray? Like, you can't wear that, or please don't wear that, or that's ugly, gray, stop.
It's not that intense, but she does give me a lot of... I ask for fashion advice, and then she goes, I think that's better. And I'm like, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Like, I ask, and I go, yes. I think that's cool.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. But...
I don't really... Yeah. Because Gray is pretty good at dressing himself. Like... I don't mean it as like putting clothes on, but I meant like he's pretty like he knows
he can put a shirt on the right way.
Yeah, it's pretty. He's
3 out of 5 times.
He's trained very well. But like I think he knows what looks good on him and what doesn't already. So I don't really have to backseat, so to speak, so much. It's just more like I'll be like, yeah, I think the other one looks better.
Yeah,
well, that's about it.
Or like if I'm trying out something new or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like she'll be like, I think you would look really good in this, and it's like completely out of my comfort zone. I'll ask why, and then she'll show me some like sample pictures, and I was like, that looks cool, and then I'll try it out or something like that.
Yeah.
And
then next one is question for Gray.
Do you like to eat not very spicy stuff? No, I can eat like
a little bit spicy.
Yeah, like death sauce. I died eating that. I can't do that.
I mean, you like Korean dishes, or like you like green curry.
Green curry, yeah.
And stuff like that. But nothing like...
But sometimes when it's like really authentic green curry, I'm like, chill. But I still like eating. I'll get through it, and then I'll sweat balls, and then I'll like drink a ton of water, and then regret it, and then go for a lassi or something like that, or something like a yogurt drink or something like that, and then chill out. But
so you can get through it.
But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the spice for sure.
Next one is from Mai. How are you feeling about the week you took off? Do you think it made a difference? For example, regarding subs and viewers.
So yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about.
We were just talking about that. Yeah. But yes. It did make a difference, yes.
Yeah, it did make a difference. But I think
that's just a cycle.
That being said, I would have taken that week off. Even if they said, hey, great, this is going to happen, would you still take this week off? I would say yes. I would 100%. For the experience that we had, 100% I would take the week off. Yeah.
But I think that's like, you would definitely regret it later on in life if you didn't take it.
If I didn't take the week off.
Yeah,
right?
if you didn't take the week off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's not even not even a question, yeah.
Next one is from Fire. Why is Final Fantasy VII the greatest game ever made, and when will the sequel come out?
I'll go ask people at Square.
Yeah, let me call them really quick.
I'll get back to you.
Next one is Fujang. His thoughts on the state of streaming on Twitch versus YouTube. Have you looked into switching platform recently? So the 50-50 or 70-30 payout thing never affected us. We never had that deal. We were always a 50-50
We were always
deal.
10-90. We only got 10.
We were always a 50-50 channel. So that, honestly, the stuff that's been happening with Twitch doesn't really affect us. I mean, of course, like if we ever do like somehow blow up into a huge channel, or we get a shit ton of subs, and then we get to a point where we could have gotten 70-30, then maybe that's something we could consider later on. But honestly, at this point, like it's not something we really talked about, or I
think
consider first. As of now, I guess.
Even if it doesn't affect us, I think the impression that it leaves as a platform that we represent ourselves on isn't a good one in that sense. Yeah. And I think that's more important, even if it affected us personally or not. And a lot of the stuff that's coming out. So we can actually stream on YouTube. Partners used to not be able to. But we can stream there now, so we
might try it out for fun.
Maybe imp streams on YouTube or something like that.
I think discoverability, Twitch is still better than YouTube.
Twitch is horrible with discoverability, but YouTube Live is worse.
Yeah, so it's even worse
for now.
Yeah, for now. So if YouTube like somehow gets so good to the point where it's like discoverability is like actually on point and everything, then we might consider switching. But at the current state that it is right now, we would rather stay on Twitch.
And the biggest reason why is the culture. The culture of
community
Twitch.
culture and stuff here is something we like better, I think. So
yeah, because it's really interesting because everybody's on YouTube more than Twitch, but when you stream on Twitch, people don't come over, right? It's either like they don't have an account, or the account that they use, they don't want to be like, they don't want to chat with that one. So I don't know what it is, but it's really hard unless you already have a huge following to make that switch and then like people come over. There's the huge emote culture on Twitch that's really great. Just the one thing Twitch has is just a really good live streaming, because they were the live streaming platform, so people kind of feel comfy there. Same with us, as somebody that's been streaming there for 5 years. But if there's anything that changes that might seem more fun and more possibilities, I wouldn't say a hard switch yet, but maybe try like imp streams there.
we might try it out.
Yeah, why not, kind of thing. It's like, give it a shot.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for pinning the podcast stuff where you can check out all that stuff, Uchan. So, and then Odie asks, what makes life worth living for you?
Oh God, that's such a huge question. People, one, and two would be, and people and like pets and like people that you care about, things you care about, I guess. And two would be like career, I guess, or hobbies, interests.
Yeah.
Those two.
Mine would be goals. Things that I aspire to achieve. Those are the things that keep me alive, I think. And of course, the people around me too are part of that. But mainly just goals that I set for myself, for my life, for career, for like things like streaming too, and to achieve them. If I didn't have that, I would have no worth in living, I think. That's right. That would make sense, right? That's not too like intense, right? Like that makes
dark.
sense. That's not dark. How's that dark? I think that's a very real answer.
Well, it's alright, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
kind of dark, but
very, how is that dark? I feel like that's a really
No, I'm pretty sure that's a very normal answer, yeah.
So next question's from Vaughn. If money wasn't an issue, what kind of events and such would you want to do for streaming? Oh, if money wasn't an issue, okay. I would want to like, if money wasn't an issue, there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to bring out like all my friends out into an island and see if you like just a random island. This is a random thought I just thought, but like just throw them out, including us, throw them on an island and then just stream it and then see if we can figure out a way out, and we can't have phones and stuff like that. We're gonna see people dying and stuff.
I mean, I think it'd be fun to actually like pay people to fly out over here and do like in-person Werewolf would be fun, and do that as an annual thing instead of over the internet, because I think in-person Werewolf is a lot more fun. So that would be fun to do.
If money wasn't an issue, no, yeah, so that would be really fun. Oh, there's got to be something. There's got to be like,
I mean, travel more would be fun too, and stream things over there.
Yeah, that'd be
other
rad.
places
like,
would be cool too.
Just do like streams where I want to do a stream. So there was like a really funny show back in the day, like it was by Downtown, and it's like the dumbest thing, but it was ridiculous. Like they would come in and he'd be like, one of the comedians would be like, dude, I forgot my pen. And then he was like, what? And he's like, dude, I forgot my pen. And there's a very famous artist, Sakamoto Ryuichi, very famous artist. So like, yeah, Saka-chan has my pen. Can you go get it from him? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Where does he live? And he lives in like Brooklyn or like New York. So then they like document him going to New York, getting a pen, coming back. And he's like, forgot the eraser. And he has to like go back again to New York. Like stuff like that. Like just ridiculous things like that. I would love to do like a lot of like Blue said, like a lot of traveling stuff, but like ridiculous things, like making traveling overseas seeming like it's just a train ride type thing, and then bringing Chad along would be really really fun. Of course, you couldn't stream on the plane, but stuff like that. Just getting something with a big crew, like because we did something with like VRL, but do more of stuff like that with a bigger production.
Like a huge production, yeah.
Sports with a bigger production would be really really fun.
Don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, you got me thinking. Yeah, I would love to have like one day to think about all the things I could try to do without thinking about money. Like rent out an arcade. Dude, got it. Boom. Ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Rent out a mall. Hide and go seek.
Just rent out Disneyland, hide and go seek.
Boom. There you go. If the rent out Disneyland, just cops and robbers at Disneyland. There you go. That's what I would want to do. And everybody gets their own camera, and everyone gets to see like what everyone's looking at and shit like that. Yeah, that's a good one. Because I remember like it got me an idea because like there was an IKEA event. If you're like an IKEA member, you can stay overnight at IKEA. Mm-hmm. Like there was an event, so I was thinking like something like that. Like just rent out IKEA, like a huge IKEA, and then just do like hide and go seek or just cops and robbers is always a fun one. Just have or kick the can or something like that. That'd be really really fun. So Panlord asks, have y'all thought about having a trailer to play when you get ready? It might be nice to have a little intro. It can probably be used for the YouTube channel too. Yeah, people have talked about that, about the trailer, and
we probably should honestly. Yeah.
It's the answer.
Yes, we should. We should. Yes.
We should. 100%. That's a good idea. If you could be any 14 race and job in real life, what would you choose? Catboy and
Odie down below says there's no way in hell Blue picks anything other than Vieira, and he is exactly right.
I'll probably be Catboy, and I would probably
Vieira for life.
I'm trying to think. What's like a cool. Sage looks pretty cool, as like something that you could be. I wouldn't play it, but something that you could be. Or Summoner. Yeah, Summoner. Let's go with Summoner. Summon fucking.
So you can have a pet?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I would probably go. I mean, Dancer would be fun, I think. Just have as a job. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be pretty fun. I mean, Reaper would be really edgy, but like, what could you do for people? Like, if you're not an actual adventure, like cutting down stuff, like you're just like, oh, okay, well, I have a big ass scythe. Like, what can you do with that? As a dancer, you can at least like use it for stuff, make people happy and shit,
Then I'll be a bard. Fuck it.
There you go.
If I'm a bard, I can just sing and
exactly,
make good
right?
tunes and buff
or
everybody.
Like, I mean, I guess healers would work because you can help people. So I mean, Sage would be fine too. So at least I can help people out.
I wasn't thinking about helping people. I was thinking about that cool gear.
Yeah,
just like that, like thing that just
that flows behind you.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
It is really cool. So when are you trying out healing?
Next question is Panda. Says, how's your mental health? Well, we talked about it a little bit in the previous part of the podcast, but it's I think it's gonna be. It's like because like Werewolf is like this like 150% boost good, and then when we came, or it's the other way around. When we came back, it kind of like hit us, and then Werewolf was like boop. So then I think we're in a good place, or getting better than when if we didn't have Werewolf, it would have been bad, but we were smart enough to. Thankfully,
we don't really know where we're at after Werewolf either. So
yeah, we don't really know where we are.
We'll see if that changed anything. Did that bring us up at all, or are we at the same place, or did we even drop lower? I have no idea. So we'll see.
We'll have to see.
We'll see.
But it's not in a place where it's like, oh, I don't want to stop streaming. It's like I want to keep streaming to fucking like beat it, Like I want to beat. It kind of like, because it was a learning experience. the low that we had, I'm gonna do everything I can to bring it back up and even more, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if it probably fired me up even more. Honestly, I don't really like to be mopey about it for too long because it's wasting time. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for those questions. I'm gonna ignore all of the
Sorry,
stuff Fire said.
but your questions are a little.
We appreciate it, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I don't think you expect us to read it.
Anyway. They're all very TOS.
Read it out loud. I mean, I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
don't worry.
yeah, I'll answer it in my head, but I'm not gonna read it aloud.
So thank you guys so much for those questions. You guys are awesome. We'll see you guys in the next month of the So podcast. All right, you guys stay cute. Take care. Bye bye.
See you guys.